Hello, my name is TurtleRun2412, and this is my submission of Pit People New Game Plus for Midwest Speedfest 2026, with an estimate of 105. Hello everyone, and welcome to Pit People New Game Plus. My name is TurtleRun, and I'm here today to perform something for you. This game is chaos, this game is zany, it's wild, wacky, hilarious, it's great. So one of the benefits of New Game Plus is that we get to start right away. In 3, 2, 1, go! Right away. Yeah, that fast. We're already off to the races because New Game Plus just... it's quite a bit faster than New Game, as you will hopefully see here. So I have already sort of pre-planned a route down to Helmetora's Fortress. Yoop, yoop. There we go. And here we go. The first chapter of the game within 20 seconds. Let's do it. So, Pit People, if you didn't know, is a top-down, turn-based RPG, sort of similar to Fire Emblem or XCOM, but made by the Behemoth, the same devs who did Castle Crashers and Battle Block Theater. So this game has the same absurd, zany, hilarious, goofy energy that those games had. It is... Oh, you're about to see, dear friends and viewers. This game gets absurd in the best way possible. So, one of the benefits of New Game Plus is that you get to start with a bunch of really strong units, and specifically a bunch of different types of units and different weapons. So we do have a bunch of humans. You'll see a bunch of those in any percent as well, but you don't get to see these types of weapons in New Game Plus. For example, I think this is called like the Moon Masher, is one of the strongest mallets or helmet smashers in the entire game. And we really like that for this chapter because this is a helmet, this is a helmet, this is a helmet, all three of these are helmets. So we get bonus damage with this weapon and both of these two as well against all helmets. We get a lot of bonus damage in this chapter. So we really want all of our humans to be able to wield really powerful helmet smashers or mallets. And that's what New Game Plus allows us to do. So yeah, we have some strong equipment already. But more importantly than that, we don't just have humans and cupcakes, which you would in any percent. We have humans, cupcake, well, we have all the races. But specifically with us, we have 3 Pixies. Pixies are the bread and butter of New Game Plus because they're so strong. You could route it without them if you wanted to, like a challenge or something. But why would you? Because you could just route it with them, and they're so good. Pixies have this 2-range fireball that deals, as you can see, like double-digit damage on the center. It's really, really strong. But it's also AoE. So it spreads out a little bit around it. It also leaves these fire trails on the ground that the enemy AI is too cowardly to run across. So it can honestly be defensive to have a line of fire behind you. It's fire, so it doesn't always stay very long, but you know, it's still fire. They also are really evasive. They have one of the highest evasion stats in the game. They're extremely good. Their downside is that they are relatively squishy. So if they get isolated, they can get torn down very fast if they're not, getting lucky and evading everything, which, in RNG evasion, you love to see it in a tactics game. All my XCOM playing homies just like cringed because they all know what happens when RNG evasion happens, but it's on our side this time, mostly. So yeah, oh my goodness. There is no time to talk. But yeah, no, we're just obliterating them. The other big downside to Pixies is that their attacks, their AoE can actually hurt allies. So when you have a bunch of allies grouped up around an enemy, sometimes you're doing damage to yourself. But when we're going this fast and just blitzing through all of the maps in the entire game at the speed of sound, it doesn't really matter if we're hurting ourselves a little bit. Because yeah, this map is already over. And under 4 minutes is absurd. New Game Plus, this map is like 6 minutes long. We finished it like half of that. Don't worry about it. It's okay. New Game Plus things. So yeah, we're already on to the second map. There we go. Okay. Second map of the chapter. Second map of the run. Second map of the chapter. Second thing. You can already see I'm doing some AoE damage myself, but I don't care because we only have one target. Helmetor, the big strapping lad in the back, is the only one we need to kill. In an 80% run, you'd actually want to kill all the other units so that you can recruit Helmetor. But New Game Plus, we don't need to do that at all. We can just murder him to death, and it's great, and it's good fun. You move here, you here. Trying to plan things out a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So let's quickly discuss how targeting works. Because in Pit People, you don't get to choose who you attack. If you played Fire Emblem or XCOM, you usually get to move your unit and go, okay. Horatio, you attack Chubbs, or you attack Helmator. He's gonna die here, isn't he? Oh, he's holding on. He's clutching out. Good job, buddy. You. 1, 2, 3, go. But in Pit People, all of that is determined completely randomly. So it is all dependent on proximity. So if your unit is only next to one valid target, they will attack that target. For example, Helmator only next to Horatio, he will attack Horatio. If there are 2 targets within range, you have a 50% chance of attacking the first and a 50% chance of attacking the second. So, yeah, you want to minimize that. And if you, of course, are a pixie with 12 possible attack spaces at 2 range, you could potentially have a 1 in 12 chance of hitting what you want if you're completely surrounded, which shouldn't ever happen. But if it does, you're crying. So the gist of this run in terms of saving and losing time is mostly figuring out how to position your units so that they will only attack what you want them to attack. I think we're probably just good here. Yeah, we had them completely surrounded. Our Helmet Smashers just, again, deal so much bonus damage. That's chapter 1, already done in 6 minutes. Oh my goodness. New Game Plus is a rush. I love it. I love it. So yeah, Pit People, positioning is really, really important, and we get a bunch of really crazy unit types to just demolish everything with. It's really fun. So, and also good weapons to demolish everything with. I love this game. I love this category. I love everything. Now we will be moving into our second chapter of the run by Horatio. Second chapter of the run, Treat Retreat. And this, luckily for me, is a nice, chill, relaxing chapter where I'm going to go, oh, you spawned? Oh, I cannot believe I avoided that. Oh my goodness, that enemy spawned like right on top of me. Okay, rude. Okay, Treat Retreat. There's this old people home. I'm going to just relax with the strategy, not with my voice, because this is a great time to talk about the story of the game. In the intro, which we skip in any percent, and also don't even need to see in New Game Plus, Horatio, the guy with the curly, twirly mustache here, has his house destroyed, and his son Hansel is kidnapped by a giant space bear. So the overarching plot of the story is to try and rescue Hansel. And we had a spaceship in the last cutscene, but we kind of used it for revenge on Helmator, and then it sort of crashed into Earth, and it's destroyed. We can't use it. We need another spaceship. We don't know where one is. Luckily, our friend Yosef here is a demi-cyclops, which means he has one eye in his head, and the other eye can be used to tell the future if he had it. But he lost it and doesn't know where it is. But he has a friend who does know where it is. That friend is at the Bloodbath Lagoon, which can only be entered via a golden ticket. And the last golden ticket was taken right in front of us by this guy, Jerkmeaty, so I'm sure we'll never show up again in the fly. In order for Jerkmeaty to give us a golden ticket, he wants us to attack this old people home full of cupcakes, which we are doing a very good job at. Trust you me. Basically, you don't have to do it. You can just fail this chapter in the game to give you the golden ticket anyway. Jerkmeaty's like, oh, you are pulling a prank on me. That's pretty funny. Here's the golden ticket. So yeah, it's way faster than actually killing all of these cupcakes. These cupcakes are pacifists. They're the healer units of this game. They do not attack. They're just boring. We don't use any of them because, again, they don't deal damage. They're pacifists. So, in conclusion, we're going to not attack these old people so we can get a golden ticket so we can go to the Bloodbath Lagoon so we can find Yosef's friend who knows where Yosef's other eye is so we can get Yosef's eyes, which can tell us where his spaceship is so we can get a spaceship so we can go to space so we can save our Horatio's son Hansel from the giant space bear. Woo! A little too much for me in one breath. But hope you were all paying attention. It will be on the test later on in the run. Wink. Ta-da! We filled the quest properly. Hooray! And we can just leave. We don't need to kill all the cupcakes. I have a plushie cupcake here. They're useless in the speedrun, but they're cute, right? Cupcakes. They're delicious also. They feed you by like flinging, or they heal you by like flinging their frosting at you with a little catapult. It's really cute. Also, they have in canon they have organs and like bones. Don't worry about it. Hey, look, we just got moved. Let's talk about some of the overworld stuff and also his jackdabbs and also some overworld stuff because the overworld is pretty key, although not super obvious. in order to speedrun this game well. There are 5 different overworlds maps in this game, and each of them are huge. They are pretty big. And about every 3 to 5 chapters you play, where are we? Okay, we're here. Is this where I was last run? Yeah, I think so. No, it's not. This is actually a really good spot. Awesome. Right. So, every 3 to 5 maps that you play, the bear will pick up the city and push it somewhere else to any one of the 5 maps. It could even be the same one in any random spot. It could even be the same one, but that's extremely rare. So, he's got to kind of figure out where you are at the drop of a hat. And again, all the maps are different, but they all have different key quest locations scattered around them. You just got to play it where it lies, Squidward. We got really good spawn RNG here. Oh my goodness. Okay. No. You actually go down here. You here. You here. 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 Go. All right. So this chapter 3 is where the RNG in the game really starts to kick it into high gear. So these cannons are the really big thing that I want to pay attention to right now, because there are 3 cannons on my ship and 3 cannons on their ship. Every turn, if someone is standing on the firing pad for a cannon, the cannons will fire at a random spot on the enemy ship. You do not control this, just in the way you don't control attacking. If the cannons directly hit someone, like Leviathan here in the center, boom, they will be knocked back and therefore knocked off the cannon. Now she does not get to fire that cannon at us. So basically, we want to be, you go here, you swap places, you stay here, you tickle on. We want to be standing on cannons as much as we can so we can knock them off their cannons so that they don't shoot us, that they would knock us off our cannons. Like if I stood here, that's in the center of a shot, it would be a direct hit and knock Jamie off of that cannon. So I don't want that to happen. We're just not going to take the damage and we're just not going to get knocked back. So yeah, it's completely RNG where the cannons fire. That's another good one. Didn't hit Leviathan herself, but it did knock someone off. So we're going to start moving forward for the next bit. You stand here, here, here. You're going to hit that. Okay. So yeah, on average, you'll probably fire about 2 cannons a turn. You can get really unlucky and only fire 1 cannon, but you won't get unlucky and fire 0 because these 2 units. So another unit type that you'll see in a couple maps are these kobolds. Kobolds have some interesting properties. First off, they only cost half a unit slot. So you have 6 unit slots. Humans cost 1, pixies cost 1, most units will cost 1. Kobolds cost half. So for the price of 1 kobold, I get 2 of these little guys hanging out with me, Jamie and Gunther being homies, wearing turtle shells to rep the turtle, which is me. But that's really useful. But also, they have 4 movement. They are extremely speedy little guys. So by positioning them a specific spot in my roster before during the New Game Plus preparations, I can make it so that they can get 2 of the 3 cannons at the start. We don't need to worry about accidentally getting blocked off from the bottommost cannon like you would in regular New Game. Also, the audience is going to chant in-game, CHOG! 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 Sorry, I know I almost didn't get in time for that, but it will happen again in real-life audience in the middle of a speedrun marathon, for example. I would love if you chanted along with me when we get to the next instance of the audience chanting, which will happen soon. I'll try to call it out a little better. In Twitch chat, if you would like to chant as well, it is spelled CHOG. CHOG. You move. I'm not a fan of that. You go here, 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 here. Okay. Am I missing someone? Oh, no. Okay. I'm not missing someone. No. But right, so Captain Leviathan is the target that we have to hit here. She is pretty tanky. We'll discuss exactly what she is later, but just know that we have really strong units right now, including Yosef, who has this weapon, which is known as Safety Last. It's like, you know people say safety first. No, safety last. It's a really good weapon. It does big damage. It explodes violently, like all good weapons should. So, it's just going to delete her, hopefully. Yep, there she goes. Bye, Leviathan. And the audience is now going to chant again, CHOG, and I will join them, and hopefully you will too, real-life audience at Midwest Speedfest 2026, once we listen closely. CHOG! 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 That's right, audience. Your chanting has helped us summon the one, the only, the CHOG! Hey, it's CHOG! There's Uvulor! Uvulor is actually the person we came here to see. Unfortunately, CHOG is not Yosef's friend. Yet. But Uvulor is. He knows where Yosef's other eye is. All the plot stuff you remember from earlier. I told you it would be on the test. I didn't mean this test. It's not in like a 30 seconds long test. Okay. But yes, Uvulor is the one who knows where Yosef's eye is. Unfortunately, he's being a little bit of a stinker right now and not cooperating. We're trying to save a child, and he's like, no. So we're going to use the power of extreme violence in order to get Uvulor to help us. It's great. So most of our units are going to be unga-bungaing straight towards Uvulor, taking out all the CHOG tentacles in the way. But there's one exception, and that's a very important one. Yosef, with his safety last, is going to be remaining in the back to take out the most annoying enemy type in the game, of which 12 spawn in over time at the back of this boat. It is obnoxious. I hate these little octoclopses so much. Turtle, you might be asking, why are these enemies so bad? Well, dear viewer, status effects. They are the status effect dealers of this game, because of course they are. Every game needs a status effect dealer, and these are them. They don't do a lot of damage, luckily, but the two things they can do. One, this effect that you can see on Yosef already, where the question mark is flipping back and forth in front of it. That is called confusion. When a unit is confused, they will also account for their allies in their random attack targeting. So for example, let me quickly move things. You know what, just take that. So right now, the pixie is this pixie that's flying up here is only going to target this dirt-clad enemy. However, if it was confused, it also might target Jamie or Horatio or Leon. Its allies up there, which is no good. We don't want to be hurting our own friends. We want to be hurting the enemies. So luckily, by leaving him back alone, confusion doesn't really affect Horatio all that or Yosef all that much. So yeah, he's confused right now, but he can only attack enemies, so it doesn't really matter. Hooray! You go there, 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 you go there. But the other effect is really, really bad, even if you're alone. That effect is, it's called painting in the game, if I remember correctly. Basically, you see the blue hexagon under my units? It turns that red for an entire turn. So for that turn, the unit is an enemy, and I do not get to move them, and they do not get to attack. Their DPS falls to 0. Their utility falls to 0. Their ability to body block, 0. Their movement towards the goal, 0. It is really bad. You never want to see a unit get painted, ever. We've luckily managed to avoid it. But you know, play it where it lies, Squidward. You just gotta hope it doesn't happen. It's fine. Can we kill the Octoclops? I hope we can, because they're really annoying. We want them dead. So Yosef is also going to deal with a bunch of other baddies back here, which gives the whole squad up here just free reign to just run straight at CHOG over and over and over again. I'm going to set up here for a 1 cycle, because every time CHOG takes damage in a player phase, he is okay, this is actually kind of risky. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're gonna want to put you 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm trying to think out the ramifications of a certain movement here. We're gonna go you. That'll work. Okay, because yeah, every time you deal damage to him, at the end of the turn he'll go right back into CHOG's mouth, and he'll hide, and you have to smack CHOG's meaty jowls once again in order to get him to open up. You know, etc., etc. But we just want to 1 cycle it because we have pixies. Pixies are so good. So you stand here, you go here. No, you go here, you go here, here. Not on to do it. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's the noise I like to hear. We one-cycled Uvulor just like that, and the chapter's over. So that was amazing. Uvulor has been defeated. He joins us via the power of Vor. Don't watch it. Play this game for yourself. Watch the cutscenes. It's really funny. It's weird. This game is weird. It's just it's just weird. Yeah, no, we're really close to our home base, so chapter is almost over already. Hooray! Boop. Okay, so one more thing that I really want to talk about before we get moving into chapter 4 is healing. So I mentioned earlier that the cupcakes are the healer units of this game. We don't like them. We don't have any of them. They don't matter to us. So instead, the way that we heal is actually by leveling up. When you level up a unit, they will fully heal, which is great. Leveling doesn't actually do all that much. It's a very, very minor increase, like less than 1% overall to all of your capabilities. But yeah, leveling up itself, get out of my way, please. Leveling up itself, the full heal that it gives you is extremely valuable for speedrunning, because that means we can just ditch cupcakes and just heal our units via the power of murder, which is something that we were going to do anyways. So might as well. So that's why if you see me try and like force a low health unit into combat, it's to try and get them a kill, which will get them a bunch of EXP, which will get them to level up. I don't want that pizza, please. Thank you. It's like it has a dead body around it, which never a good thing for a pizza. Oh, I went too high. It's fine. Killing that robot is actually pretty nice because we'll have to come back around it later. So you know what? I'm going to nitro that enemy out of the way. Nitro you out of the way. Nitro you out of the way. Oh, what a good nitro. And here we are at Mount Olympus, where the Rainbow Bridge will lead us into the Pearly Gates with, wait, hold on, where'd the bridge go? Hey, look, it's Jerkavides. I told you to remember him. Actually, I didn't. I told you he wouldn't be back. I lied. Debated. Jerkavides is totally back, and he is totally stolen the Rainbow Bridge. He wants to do a team bonding exercise with us, and by that he means he wants an orphan. Luckily, Randall's Discount Orphanisms is right nearby. And conveniently enough, they're having a 50% off deal. 2 orphans for the price of 1. We're not actually going to do that. This isn't any percent. Any percent does get 2 orphans, but this is New Game Plus. We already have all the orphans we could ever want back in our shed in the town. Don't worry about it. They're orphans, and we're going to murder them. Again, don't worry about it. I promise the video game is good. The video game is very good. Don't murder orphans in real life, please. Please don't murder orphans. But yeah, so we're going to specifically set up my units like this. There we go. Because, yeah, the fastest way through, in fact, the only way through is just to destroy all of them. And we have another unit to help us do that. Because we need to defeat so many units in this chapter, we have added to our roster. We're going to move you. We really want the robot to. We have added to our roster this unit that I just moved right there, the Vampiress. So the Vampiress, this is kind of annoying actually. We're going to do you. Okay, there we go. The Vampiress deals physical damage with their claws like that you saw. But the thing about them is that they lifesteal off of attacks. Right now, has full health, so it doesn't really matter. But they also deal bonus damage to units who are on low health, which means they lifesteal more, and they are really, really good at securing kills in that regard. You move there. I need someone to help defend the robot, actually. No, we don't, actually. The robot's gonna try and track down our pixies, so we're just gonna move it towards the pixies. Because the robot AI, we'll discuss later why the robots really hate pixies. There's not lore implications. The robots hate cupcakes and lore. But no, we want to keep Horatio away from people because he has a bow, which means he wants to stand still and just fire rapidly. What's the best way to attack this troll? Is it from here? It's from here. Okay. Sorry, I have to think. This chapter gets quite intense, especially when more units spawn than you expected. I typically see 4 units on this map, but you can see anywhere between 4 and 6. So we got 5, which is not the worst RNG, but, definitely could be better. Yosef is also bleeding out to death. Don't worry about it. He's probably going to be fine. No, he's not. It's okay. We don't really need him alive. Yeah, he's gone. Oopsies. But yes, lots of different enemy types to think about. What are we going to do here? We're going to do you come up here. You stay put. Okay. But yeah, lots of different enemy types to think about. Whereas most previous maps, you've noticed only like a couple, like Octoclops and humans, fairies in the previous map. Only cupcakes in the cupcake maps. Only humans and kobolds in Helmator's first map. This map already has 4 different unit types, plus an archer human, which are slightly different than normal humans. So like, yeah, it's just a lot to consider with my brain juices, but it doesn't matter that I lost a unit, we'll make it work. As long as we can finish off the map, that's what matters in the end, because we don't have permaneth on. So, I'm going to take a slight breath here in a real marathon run. This is where the host could definitely take it away and just use their words. But in the current moment, hi Avenged, how goes? Welcome to Not Ori. Very much not Ori. I don't think Ori would ever murder an orphan for any reason. But alright, there we go. This very short break, because we have defeated all the orphans, and along comes this plucky, young, lovable orphan named Cornelius Happy Days, who is the only good orphan, and I actually mean that. One of the lines of dialogue that you can get from any of the orphans in that chapter is, I chose the orphan life, which means exactly what you think it does. So yeah, we have done a good thing by killing all these orphans. I promise. We're good guys. I swear. And we will take this orphan right here and deliver him right over to Jerkmedes. The game warns us, like, do you really want to do this? Yes, we do. And we're going to give him Cornelius Happy Days, the plucky, young, lovable orphan who's 27 and a half years old, and Jerkmedes is going to be so happy and everything will be fine. Oh, right. I forgot to mention, Jerkmedes specifically requested a fresh orphan, which also means exactly what you think it does. So yeah, he's not pleased with our stale orphan, and destroys Cornelius and sends his minions after us. We have another fight here, where the end condition of this fight is also to kill almost everything. But almost everything is definitely very important here, because you go here, you stay put, you go here. Yeah, that'll work. The actual end condition of this map is to kill almost all of these enemies. You need one of this group left. This one does not count. It's like a special boss type enemy. We're going to ignore it as much as possible. But of these other 5 units, we need to kill 4 of them. So in any percent, you'd really want to spare the pixies so you can recruit it. But we already have all the pixies we could ever want because New Game Plus. So, you got on top of my archer. I don't like that. You really want to try and keep your archer out of trouble if at all possible. He did get a level up there with his full heal, which is nice, but he's still going to get chased down for the rest of time. So, not optimal there, but we'll still make it work. Right. In any percent, you really want to keep the pixie alive because you'll automatically recruit it, and that's one of the only ways you can get a pixie in the game. But for my purposes, pixies are really squishy, and I want to murder things to death. So, the pixies are pretty easy to murder to death if you just get good RNG and hitting them, which we did. The pixie is gone. We already also killed the Spider. The archer is going to die very quickly because kobolds get double damage against archers, and we have 2 kobolds. So that's not going to be long for this world. All we then have left to take out is one of these 2 Cyclopses, and I'm going to pick somewhat arbitrarily that Cyclops because it's already lower. Hold on. No, go there. Go there. You run away. Okay. Going to arbitrarily pick this Cyclops because it's lower. So Glutes is going to go kaput, and that's going to be it for this chapter. So yeah, this beautiful video game is Pit People. It's a top-down turn-based tactics game by the Behemoth is the name of the studio. You may know them for BattleBlock Theaters or Castle Crashers, the other games that they made. This is the same whimsy, absurd energy, just in a tactics format. But yeah, no, this chapter should be over in just a moment. Again, we don't really need to worry about our units dying, but you stay there, you go here, you go here. All right, that should be enough, especially with the Vampiresses. Extra damage. Yes, indeed. That will be the end of Chapter 4. That rainbow connection. So, Jerkmedes realizes the error of his ways. He's like, oh, you actually destroyed an orphanage. That's rad as hell. I'll be nice to you. Not only will I replace the bridge, but I'll also give you a puppy, which is a Cyclops, not a puppy. Don't question him. He's a jerk. things work differently in Jerkland, which is this land. But yeah, so we get him, Biku, who's renamed to Puppy Person. We do not care one iota. We already have a Puppy Person Pixie from a casual playthrough because New Game Plus. So we're going to blitz back home, and because the game does need to load the bridge when you are back at the home base. So as soon as we get back to home base, that will be the end of this chapter. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, the respawn points are random. You don't get to choose. I got stuck. No, don't get. Okay, it's fine. The respawn point is random. You don't get to choose it. So we are kind of stuck on the other side of the map from that far northwest corner, where Mount Olympus is always in the northwest corner. There are 5 maps. Mount Olympus is in the northwest of all 5 of them. Every other position is somewhat random, but you always know that you're going northwest for Mount Olympus. But one of the nice things about New Game Plus that I haven't mentioned yet is Nitro. You get to buy Nitro in this game for 120 gold, I believe it is. What am I doing? Let's switch to D Team. There we go. For 120 gold, and in any percent, you'll probably be able to buy about half the Nitro you want. But in New Game Plus, we just have a stash of 95 waiting for us in the locker. So free Nitro, we're going to absolutely abuse the crap out of that, and just as soon as I find a straightaway here, or at least mostly straightaway, just go right through. Nitro also destroys enemies it comes into contact with, unless they're red enemies. We don't want to see any red enemies, ideally, but yeah, we just go Bew, and very, very fast in getting us to our destination, which is back up here at Mount Olympus. I also don't need to be collecting this gold along the way, because again, New Game Plus, we already have a whole treasure trove. But I like it. I like the little shiny clink noise it makes when you touch it, which if you get multiple gold in a row, the noise goes like, it like rises in pitch. It's really nice. I like it. I like the audio design. And we have already arrived back at Mount Olympus. The Rainbow Bridge is here, and we're into Chapter 5. So, where's the whole team I just equipped? Why is only Yosef here, and why doesn't he have no equipment? Well, dear viewer, Chapter 5. Okay. So, of the 7 main quests in this game, most of them have 2 maps that you must complete. The only exceptions to this are Chapter 2, Treat Retreat, where we saw all the old people cupcakes, and we didn't kill all of them. That was only 1 map. The other exception is this chapter, Chapter 5. Chapter 5 has not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5, but 4 whole maps that I need to clear out in order to complete it. That's a lot. And the reason there are so many is because the first 3 of them are stealth maps, where you are only playing as Yosef, and there are no enemies to fight. You just have to walk around through a bunch of traps and not die and not get caught, and there's no RNG. So you might be thinking, hold on, Turtle, no RNG? That sounds pretty nice, right? You can make like a plan and everything works out and it's all great. Yeah, but to me, the thing that really makes Pit People like an interesting speed game is the randomness, where every couple turns you have to like think on your feet, find up a new plan, figure out like what the best strategy is, how to execute it, and just get lucky sometimes. It's a lot like a randomizer in that way. And these 3 maps, the first 3 maps of Chapter 5, have none of it. I've played these 100 times the same way, and I'll play them 100 times more the same way. So they are tedious. They're really good casually. It's a nice break. But in terms of the speedrun, yeah, I'd rather not. So in terms of marathon, wonderful, wonderful time for the host to just say whatever they want for like a minute and a half until I open a gate in the next map. And then, yeah, in the meantime, I can rest my voice and also say hi to Avenged. A randomizer, you say, how strange that you would enjoy such a game. Yes, I would. Avenged, in my chat, is an Ori Rando player, and Ori Rando is my most played game, even more than Pit People, which is my 2nd most played run. So, yeah, shoutouts to Ori. Ori's goated. But also, I ran Ori really, really recently, so I want to switch it up and run Pit People now instead. But yeah, I am actually going to rest my voice a little bit, Avenged, because I've been talking nonstop for 30 straight minutes, and this is like the 3rd take I've done. So, admittedly, the first several were like practice runs of the category itself, because while I run a lot of any percent, New Game Plus is new to me. They're very similar, but New Game Plus is just so much more chaotic. It's great. I love it. Yeah, crunk. Just stare menacingly. I can do menacing. Avenged. Aside from the fact that I have to look down at the game every couple seconds. Can I open up this water bottle? Probably. Alright, opening up a gate. So, this map, luckily, if you get the key card in the previous room, you can come over to here and talk to Yoked the Gnome, who just lets you skip all of map 2. Because this one is really long casually. Again, pretty interesting. There are a lot of different puzzles you have to solve in order to hit 3 switches, and we're just not going to do any of that because speedrun. So, once again, host can take it away up until an enemy with a red hexagon under them appears at about a minute. And I'm going to drink water. Oh, it's good. Stay hydrated. All right, here is the one instance of RNG in all of these stealth chapters. This is Hall Minotaur. Hall Minotaur is a Cyclops who have a chance on every time they attack to knock your unit, the enemy, the thing they attack back. Don't do it? He had to show it off. He had to show it off. All right, buddy. Okay, luckily, I don't need to, like, if I die here, which I might, the chapter just restarts. Not the chapter, the map. The single map that I'm on just restarts. So, okay, we're going to be good. We're totally going to make it out of here. Knockback is unfortunate. You really don't want it to happen because you want things to go according to plan. In this case, Hall Minotaur said no, and we had to do a sort of last-second backup. But there we go. That's how it's supposed to happen. He doesn't knock you back, and then you can just run right past him to the gate. Luckily, all of your units fully heal in between every map of this chapter. So like you saw, I took damage in map 2. It just doesn't matter. We're fully healed, and here we are in, actually, after all that tedium, this is my favorite map of the entire game. I love Chapter 5 Map 4 so much. There's so much going on. So, let's talk about it, right? First and foremost, these jump pads that you'll see me step on here with the unit I'll talk about in a sec, they are launch pads, whatever. When the unit ends their turn on them, they're yeeted to the other quadrant of the map. So that lets really slow units, for example, get into the heat of battle really quickly. It's awesome. Great. Love the launch pads. Next, every 3 turns, this event will happen. The wind. The middle of the battlefield will open, and all units will be knocked a random distance in a random direction. So like I mentioned earlier with the whole I love randomizer thing, it makes this extremely chaotic. I have no idea where my units are going to be in any 3 turns. I have no idea where the enemy units are going to be in any 3 turns. You just have to reroute on the fly every 3 turns. So it's really interesting to try and figure out, like, okay, say Helmetaur's up here solo. He has a weapon called the Alpacalypse, which can destroy that Spider. He'll be perfectly fine solo. We're going to have you try and destroy this enemy. You try to destroy this enemy. And unfortunately, Hall Minotaur got knocked really far away from people. So he's just going to spend this entire 3 minutes walking, or 3 turns, sorry, walking forward. Because the knockback is a random distance and direction. It's not just like a teleport somewhere on the map. So walking him forwards does increase the chance he's in the arena for the next part. I'm going to switch up and do this. Yeah, okay. It increases the chance that he's in the action for the next part, but not a guarantee. Oh, the Alpacalypse are such a good the final thing that's a part of this map is the objective. So we are currently trying to escape from Mount Olympus, and in order to do that, the exit door up here is shut. So we're going to jump out through the floor. It's Mount Olympus, though. Can you not knock me? Oh, okay, it's okay. He's near a jump pad. We'll just use the jump pad to launch him over. Boom, just like that. Ooh, that right there. So, we need parachutes. Even Pixie, who can fly, needs a parachute in order to, safely jump. So, luckily, OSHA does mandate that all employees who work in a Mount Olympus with an open-air pit in the middle of the floor must at all times carry a parachute. In addition, Section 2, all units who are carrying a parachute must drop it upon death so that the person who killed them can go pick it up. That way, we can get a bunch of parachutes from the enemies in order to, complete the map. And hi, Yosef, can you come up here? Thank you. In order to complete the map and be happy with our lives. So, yeah, Yosef already has one parachute. In every enemy that dies will drop one. If your units die and already have one, they'll also drop one. We hopefully don't want to see that. We hopefully will just keep everyone alive and happy and healthy and doing okay. But, you grab this. Okay, you grab that. And just like that, we just need one more parachute. So I'm going to have you move here. That should be able to kill the spider. You come here. So you grab the parachute. You grab the parachute. And didn't die yet. Okay, one more death will get me that next parachute. But yeah, you really want to have your slow units get the parachutes first, which I did, because I have not yet talked about Cyclopses. Helminitar and Helmitar, two of the former enemies in this game that have now become friends thanks to the power of kidnapping, have joined the party. I should have moved him south. Oops, it's fine. Yeah, we'll make it work. He has just enough movement. They are big, beefy lads. Oh, they are roughly the size of a barge, one might say, or sing even. Grab the parachute. There we go. So, they take up 2 spaces in your team. So, humans take up 1, kobolds take up half, Cyclops take up 2. So they are 2 units for the price of 1, but that means you need 1 parachute instead of 2. So that's why you bring along 2 Cyclopses. They hit really hard. They don't require parachutes, and these jump pads let them get into the action despite the map not... Did you really have to stun him? Okay, that's rude. We're not going to finish out the map this turn. We'll finish it out next turn. That stun from the eyeball throwing guy is just unfortunate because Helmitar carries a Cyclops exclusive weapon called the Alpaca Lips. Like alpaca, like the llama, and then lips like... And Alpaca Lips is absurdly strong, but... he just didn't get up to Marshall, the giant floating baby head, in time to whack it because he was stunned. So we had to wait one more turn. A little unfortunate, but we are still through Chapter 5. Oh, that map is so much fun. There's, like you saw, there's chaos. It is unga bunga. Like every 3 turns, something new happens, and you're just like, oh, I love it. I love it. But we're done with that, and we're now on to the end game. Things are going to get quite a bit harder from here. And I don't think I've seen a unit death already, but we are very likely to see one now that we get into Chapter 6, The Jerks on You. Alright, so, the game likes to move you. Okay, it didn't move me yet. Which map are we on? Down this way, okay. So yeah, the lore update. Yosef found his eye, and we're not going to go this way. We're going to go through the party zone down here. Yosef found his eye, and his eye showed him the future and told him that the spaceship that we need to save Horatio's son is with none other than Jerkimedes, the guy we've been running into and befrenemying the entire time. So, he's taking a spa day right now, and it would be rude to interrupt, but we're trying to save a kid. We're trying to save our son, Hansel. And so even though he tells his guards, I don't want anyone to interrupt me, not even that handsome fellow Horatio, we're totally going to interrupt him, but we're not going to do it with Horatio, so it'll be fine. For this map, this is after Chapter 5, which had all that stealth. Chapter 6 starts off with a pseudo stealth map as well. If you want, you can knock over one of these vases by moving into any of the tiles around them. You don't have to end your tile, just moving into them. We'll knock over the vase, and it'll make all these guards over here go like, huh? What was that noise? And then they all come and they try to beat you up, and then you have to beat them up, and it's slow. We're not going to do it. Instead, we are going to take 1 pixie, our hero unit. Hero unit is a buff you can give to any 1 unit in your party at a time. These crowns, it gives them basically just extra of all of their best stats already. It just maxes all their min-max stats. So Pixie gets more damage, more movement, more evasion. Really good. But we're just going to send the Pixie up there with the bonus movement, slipping through all the bases, and say hi to Jerkomedes, who destroys all of his guards because you have failed me. Boop, they all explode. It's fine. But Jerkomedes himself is going to become an enemy right like that. And so he is the boss of this map, and he is such a rude enemy. He is a jerk in gameplay as well. There are 3 things that he does. 1, every time he's damaged, he teleports just like that in a huge AoE. It's basically the entire top half of the map. He can just appear anywhere. And that is the first time he's damaged on each player turn. So if you have a weak unit hit him on accident, then he teleports away before your strong unit can hit him. So by sending only 1 unit up, we don't have to worry about that, and we can just focus on him with 1 big hit from the Pixie every single turn. Next off, his weapon can inflict confusion as a status, which if you remember from earlier, can cause your units to attack each other. We don't want that, so by only sending 1 unit up, we don't have to worry about that. The third thing that makes Jerkomedes annoying to fight is his evasion stat. He has so much evasion. We luckily didn't even see it at all, but yeah, he definitely has one of the highest evasion stats in the game. Extremely rude. He's a double team user, but we managed to solo him nice and slick and easy with our hero Pixie Leon. And with that, he is running out of magic, so he's going to run away one last time. But hey, we really need a spaceship to save a child. What? He doesn't want to save a child? Oh no! He must be a Discord stream spam bot that's getting banned from my chat right now. All right, now back to the overworld map. But yeah, so we're going to chase him back to his house, where we're going to. I'd crack my knuckles if I didn't have to be holding the keyboard in about 5 seconds. He needs to be convinced to help us. So yeah, that is our goal. I need to go around this watering hole. Money. Jerk Dome is right up here. Yes. Stun this homie, and also, I missed the, whatever, it's fine. There it is. Okay. So here we are at his house, the Jerk Dome, for the hardest map of this run. Also the hardest map of any percent. This is extremely dangerous because Jerkomedes is going to spawn in, and he's going to spawn in with between 4 and 7 robots. Oh, that's 7. Okay. Oh, this is extremely dangerous. Oh, all right. So, the reason robots are so extremely dangerous is because of this game's elemental match system, elemental typing system, like Pokemon. So, for example, Pixies deal fire damage, which deals bonus damage to enemies with fur. I moved you wrong. That's unfortunate. I didn't mean to do that. We'll make it work. So yeah, deal fire damage, which is bonus to enemies, or bonus against enemies with fur. But robots, as another example, deal electricity damage. And electricity deals bonus damage specifically to Pixies. So you see they are taking double damage from these robots. Absolutely terrifying to fight huge hordes of robots when you have Pixies as your main units. So I'm going to do my absolute best to keep them safe and just get rid of as many robots as I can. Luckily, the robots are weak to a different element, which is acid. So I have Horselegs here as a human with this acid sword, dealing bonus damage to them, but also Captain Leviathan. I mentioned earlier, you're going to move here. Actually, we're going to have you run forward. You come here, you come here, you come there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So yeah, they deal acid damage with their spit, as you just saw right there, which also deals so much damage to robots. So between Leviathan and Horselegs with the acid sword, we're able to mostly take care of the robots. Mostly because, as you saw, they can still be really mean to me. But once either half of the enemies rounded down, so we saw 7 enemies, half rounded down is 3 of them got taken out. After that happens, or after Jerkomedes loses half health, he'll teleport them all away, and we will begin the next part of each phase, which is the machine destruction. So, in order to get Jerkomedes to help us, we are going to destroy his private property because we're the good guys trying to save a child. I promise, we're the good guys. Do I sound desperate enough? Because we're the good guys. So there we go. By destroying 4 machines, Jerkomedes will be forced to leave his little hidey hole back there because, you know, we're destroying his place. It's going to get completely wrecked. And that ends this phase. There are 3 different phases where we have to do that. When a phase ends, all the enemies on a despawn. So no more robots. Huge sigh of relief for the Pixies, who do need to level up in order to heal, but that might happen hopefully sooner rather than later. We'll again play it where it lies, Squidward, but you move here, you move here. Okay, so yeah, once again, defeat half of the enemies or jerk meanies, but jerk meanies is really hard to defeat because of that teleportation, so it's almost always, New Game Plus, I think, better to fight the humans and just kill 2 of them really quick with our extremely high DPS when we completely surround them, like, oh, hey, look, right now, you're surrounded! Well, not completely, but yeah, we're going to destroy these humans as fast as we can. There goes one of them. We just need 1 more, and that'll trigger the next machine destruction part of the phase. So until we destroy these 4 machines over here, once again, marathon time. This is me resting my voice, and the host with the most going, saying whatever words they would like to. Sorry about the bot avenged, but I did manage to kill it dead. Stupid spam bots. You hate to see them. Alright, here, you here, you don't. I was trying to get puppy person that kills. We could hopefully level up. Don't get stunned. Don't get stunned. Okay, we're good. I can still try and feed it the kill. So you don't get the kill. You don't get the kill. You steal the kill. You 2 hit the machine. Not a level up. Okay. Puppy person is probably dead here when the next enemy phase spawns, but okay. Wave 1, robots, really scary because of the type advantage, but it's done. Wave 2 is humans. They are totally fine to any team comp, really. You should be able to handle humans. But wave 3, oh, the devs knew what they were doing with this one. Oh, we got a minimum of 3 enemies spawn. That's really nice because one of my units is already dead. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So, wave 3. Instead of just 1 unit type spawning, the game decides to give you up to 4. So we can see pixies, which we didn't hear. But you can also see cyclopses, which also hit really hard, the big beefy lads. You'll see some trolls up here, which are, I didn't mention earlier, but they're quite strong. They're a lot like cyclopses. They're sort of like almost a sister unit to cyclopses. Can you move all the way down here? You actually go here. No. There. Okay. I'm trying to manipulate the timing of all my movements so I can destroy all these 4 machines. In one enemy or 1 player phase. Perfect. But yeah, the trolls, we didn't even see them because I beat this chapter so fast. They heal a little bit every turn. And so what the game does is it warps them in for 1 turn and warps them away for 3, where they will heal off screen. It is so rude. I mean, but he's a jerk. He's a jerk, Amides. He's a jerk. The game is being annoying on purpose, and it's a challenge. Like, this is near the end of the story, but we managed to get through. We lost a Pixie, but who cares? I'm not playing on permadeath. Hooray! So we knocked Jerk Meaties' hat off, and as it turns out, with his hat on, he was an evil jerk wizard. Without his hat, he is an evil regular wizard. So he's not a jerk anymore, and therefore agrees to lend us his spaceship so we can save a child. Hooray! Everything is going to be good in the world once we complete the final chapter of Pit People. Of course, we were destroying his house, so it needs a bit of time for repairs, which, yeah, that's fair. We were kind of destroying everything. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So we're going to go right back to our base for just a moment, and then we're going to complete this story. I hope I don't get moved here. I might get moved, but this is a really good position to get to Chapter 7 from. Don't move me, don't move me. I had to jinx it. No! We could get moved to the exit. We could, in theory, get moved to the exact same spot on the exact same map, but that's rare. So we'll have to play it where it lies. Squidward, which is, you know, I've said that a lot. That's how this game goes. We'll fill up on Nitro here. And let's see, where are we going to be dropping? Where are we dropping? Okay. I think this is a good spot. This is on the map. I think it is. No, this isn't the map I thought it was. it's still not a bad spot. I can tell just based on how the camera moved that we were somewhat to the east of the map, and you generally want to be to the east. I didn't need to use that second nitro, but it's fine. Now, you generally want to be to the east for these spawns. This one I would have preferred being a little further south. You get out of my way, please. Did I stun it? I did stun it. Okay. We saved 6 nitro for the ending on purpose, because we're going to do a little bit more movement after the final, the final battle. The final battle. Because that's what we're going into right now. Just some dialogue. Again, this is the story wrapping up all the units we've been seeing throughout the game, all the side quests that I did before you even saw the camera turn on, because New Game Plus. All those units just show up here and they're like, hey, yeah, we'll help you. We're from Toilet Town. We'll help you. We helped you fight the robot Revolutionary War. We'll help you. So it's really fun. But the AI that joins you, all these units with the dark blue hexagons around them, I don't control any of them. So they're useless to me. And because they're kind of cowards, and my strategy is to unga-bunga forwards as fast as possible. And they don't want to do that with me. They don't want to be cowards, like hide in the back. You have a flamethrower. That's pretty nice. Arson Villager. Shoutouts to Arson Villager. What a homie. But the reason Arson Villager is so nice, and the reason that you'll see my team comp is slightly skewed, is because the goal of this chapter is to get to the star. The star is sort of blockaded by these walls of fur. And fur, if you remember me saying from a little bit ago, fur is extremely weak to fire. Like the Pixies AoE fireballs. So Pixies with their massive AoE fireballs can destroy multiple fur in one turn. As you can see, it's just cleared out. Not entirely, because there was a little bit out of range, but like Pixies just clear fire so well. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna put the Pixie here. Okay. No, we're actually gonna send the Pixies up instead of Horatio. I'm planning things out. Because Pixies are just so good. I have 5 of them. I have 5 Pixies for this chapter. Unfortunately, these bombs are a bit in the way. And a bomb has a chance to spawn every time a fur is destroyed. And after the bomb explodes after 1 turn, it'll do 50 damage to all units in a range around it. 50 is huge. Like, my strongest attacks are probably doing like 20. And that's when you have like effectiveness, like fire effectiveness. These bombs just kill units. So I am being very wary of them. The fire on the ground, that deals like 5 damage. I don't care about it at all. Also, Pixies fly, so they don't have to worry about effects on the ground, like that fire on the ground. But yeah, the bombs are bad. And we're going to avoid them as best we can. But because there were so many bombs in that area, we sort of got body blocked by the bombs for a turn, but another one here, goodness. Yeah, this bear sure has a lot of bombs in its fur. I wonder if that might come up later. Oh my goodness, another, are you kidding? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It'll eventually be fine, actually. But yeah, we have 5 Pixies, so they can just fly over the fire. They fly over these bear traps, which is another environmental hazard on this map. They can't fly over bombs, unfortunately, but they just delete fur. One of the things that I really want to do someday is do a one-player one-player 2-controller run of co-op, so I can play with 1 Horatio. You need to bring Horatio as the human, but then you can just bring 11 Pixies. You'll get double the number of enemies spawned, but who cares? You don't need to kill a single enemy in this entire map. You can spare all of them. And in fact, that's what I'm going to try to do. Killing them takes time. I would rather just unga-bunga towards the objective. So, yeah. We're going to be clicking towards the objective at every given moment, sending our full squad of fairies, as well as Horatio who has a fire weapon equipped. Because again, you need to bring Horatio, so might as well give him a fire weapon to just tear through this fur as fast as we can. This is, in the marathon sense, the final time that the host will have for any messages. So, theoretical host, until I destroy this star, the floor is yours. And then after that, it's all mine. All good on the spam bot? Well, it's not all good. There was still a spam bot, but you know. Actually, Horatio, you move here. You can move here, here. The AI did not do its job. You want to see a bunch of red units and these dark blues get stuck fighting each other back here. But the dark blues were cowards and didn't take any aggro. So you can see a bunch of the enemies followed me up, which is, it's whatever. This just happens sometimes. It's pet people. Play it where it lies. All my units are decent on health though, so I'm perfectly fine with this. We'll be able to get through with you, oh, you, go.
You don't know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing. I'm a speedrunner. I've played this game many a time. Thank you. Also, the music in this game is an absolute banger. Just, it's so good. Anyways, we're basically guaranteed to kill the start of this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare it's over. That didn't rhyme, actually. Whatever, it's fine. I tried. Yeah, pixies are a little bit good. Conveniently enough, in between maps, this chapter heals you. That doesn't happen with every chapter, but this chapter just heals you for full. So even though the star, when you hit it, does send out like little healing shockwaves, you don't need those. You'll just get fully healed. It's fine. So now we get into the final map of the game. We're at 15 maps into this run. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go. So, once again, just a lot of fur in the way. But you'll notice the AI is gone, which is really nice, because I get to make all the choices myself and don't have to worry about the stupid AI just being like, oh, I'm going to hang back like a coward. No, I get to press forward as fast as I want, which is very fast. So, you go this way, you go this way, you go that way. Good, okay. We're going to try and set up for something that will happen at the end of my player phase turn 3. We're getting some of it. It's a lot easier to set up in any percent just because I know, or just because I've played any percent a lot more, so I know a bit more of the like juice and of the sauce. But for New Game Plus, I still know that at the end of this turn here, that's a bomb directly in my path. I'm not a fan of that. These enemies are going to spawn. We don't really care about them. Again, this chapter 2, or this map as well, you can pass this, but these lawnmowers will go through and knock all enemies out of the way, as well as destroy any fur that's in the way. So that leaves me with these wide open paths that are unfortunately not wide open because of the bombs, but soon they will be wide open paths where we can just yeet our units straight through. So, we're gonna send Hero Pixie, because he's a little bit stronger. We're gonna not send Horatio, because he's a little weaker. No, we are gonna send Horatio. You and you. Okay. So yeah, we're going to send as many units through the bombs this phase as we can, but then next turn, oh my, another bomb! Can we not with those bombs, please? Next turn, unless you body block me, oh, you're gonna body block me. Enemies, please. We're going to be running straight for, not the star. You don't actually need to hit the star. You need to hit the fur that is right. That's a bomb. Ugh. You can make it up here. We're going to be hitting this fur. And it's not like a special fur. That's just a normal health fur. So one really good pixie shot, or if Horatio gets a good like target lock on it and he doesn't hit the other fur, it'll just explode and die and then we win. So that is the only goal at this point. Unfortunately, this Cyclops second guesser is really body blocking me. And also, the final boss of the game has spawned, who we don't need to kill. I mentioned we can play this game completely passively. I'm not going to do that because murder. At this point, I don't really care if that unit dies to a... No. There. I don't really care if that unit dies to a bomb. We're very, very close to the end. But this unit is a troll mom. Troll moms are sort of like raid bosses. They have a lot of health. You wouldn't know it, but I'll explain why in a sec. But yeah, they take up 3 spaces and also 3 slots if you want to put them in your party. They spawn little minions all the time, which are really annoying. They have a ton of health. They, I believe, slowly regenerate as well. But they are made of fur, which is weak to fire. And my pixies have a lot of fire. Also, the pixies deal AoE damage. And since the Troll Mom is multiple spots big, the Troll Mom can take multiple effective hits from the same pixie. Oh, there we go. There's a lucky shot. Never mind. Troll Bomb doesn't even matter. Again, you don't need to fight him. You just need to hit that bomb, and we have hit that bomb! Kaboom! Hooray! Alright, we're not going to go with a 105 estimate. This run got a little bit unlucky compared to the 3 previous runs I did, which were 103, 104, 104. This run is somewhat RNG based, but it is definitely based. I'll give you that. So the wiggle room is definitely okay, but yeah, no, it's almost over. We just have a little bit of a movement section left, and I believe I have 6 nitro to use. Enjoy your wish, the horse says. It's a speckled horse. It's not a giraffe, it's a speckled horse. So yeah, we basically time travel back to the intro, which you didn't even see at all because it's a new game plus, and you could just start from an existing save file. But we're going to save all of our friends before all the catastrophe that happens in the intro, and the space bear is going to be really salty because its partner died, but the speckled horse can just grant anyone's wish. Time is in 3, 2, 1 now. The speckled horse can just grant anyone's wish. So, I don't know, if there were a certain space bear who found a speckled horse, maybe they could undo the problems of the past just like we did. Perchance. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm being coy, but quickly as we get into this final cutscene, the time is gone. I can take my hands off the keyboard. Shoutouts. Shoutouts to my cousin Bebro29, who played this game casually with me. There's a really good co-op 2-person mode where you both get 6 units. It's so much more chaos. Who played this game with me casually, and then I also forced to learn the any percent runs. We could run 80% co-op, even though he's not a speedrunner. But shoutouts to Bebro29. You're awesome. Love you, man. We should play more games together sometime soon. Shoutouts to Huffnut, who is the only person I have met on the internet at all who has mentioned this game to me before I could mention it to them. Shoutouts to Enzo, who is not a speedrunner of this game, but who plays it in terms of like shiny hunting. You can shiny hunt this game. Who showed up in my chat one day and has been really cool and shows up in my chat a lot. Yeah, shoutouts to the Behemoth. They're great. They make great games. The bear is just vibrating. The bear is dancing. The sequence what you get for beating New Game Plus. And it's great. Please play this game. Please speedrun this game. I'm the only person who actively runs it. But I made a guide for 80%, and it's a pretty similar strategy for New Game Plus. If you want to watch the bear angrily vibrate at the camera. Thank you for watching so much. I hope you consider this run for Midwest Speedfest 2026. And until then, bye! Oh, and also stay hydrated and stand up and stretch between all your runs and get good enough sleep, please. Thank you. Bye.